Hi guys, my name is Tony Joseph. I am based out of Delhi.
Hi, my name is Ashish Limai. I am from Mumbai.
Hi everyone, I'm Akshay. I'm from Pune, India.
Hi, I am Sailu Reja from Mumbai.
These 4 lucky winners are going to travel across South Africa with me, Jonty Rhodes, and I would love for all of you to come and join us and see the crazy stuff we get up to. Cheers.
This time you could reach your limit. You better watch out.
Somebody please pinch me. I am with Jonty Rhodes.
I'm not pinching myself because it's a dream. I don't want to get up.
I got the chance to travel with Jonty Rhodes.
What money could buy was travel to South Africa. What money couldn't buy was a travel with Jonty Rhodes.
It's a dream.
The Republic of South Africa, my home, is a country located at the southern tip of Africa with almost 3,000 kilometers of coastline. The country is divided into 9 provinces, of which we'll travel to 6. Not too ambitious, huh? So, over the next 2 weeks, I'll take the boys along the Western Cape, starting in Cape Town, into the Eastern Cape and ending up in Durban. Then we fly to Johannesburg and see the surrounds. The holiday is packed with crazy adventure, sightseeing, shopping, and of course, delicious meals. And if 5 guys are together, hopefully lots of madness.
I'm in South Africa with Jonty Rhodes!
Hello, Cape Town, the most beautiful city in the world. No bias here, of course. It really is a city where everyone comes to chill, and I mean everyone. One of the 3 capitals, Cape Town is located on the shore of Table Bay, and that's what our hotel is called today. And before the boys get out of hand, we do a quick check-in, and I think it's wise to give them a guided tour of the most popular tourist destination on the African continent. Let's keep it simple and begin with the must visits. So follow me, guys. Hey, what do you expect? If I'm in charge, there is no ways we'll skip any sports stadium.
Jonty showed his house to us.
The first thing good tourists do here is hit the road.
We are in South Africa with Jonty Rhodes!
Okay, stating the obvious, but the Chapman's Peak Drive is a photographer's delight. Affectionately called Chappies, this drive along the southwestern tip of South Africa is one of the most scenic routes in the entire world. The 9-kilometer route climbs steadily from the harbour of Hout Bay, skirting 114 curves of Chapman's Peak to follow the rocky coastline along some truly magnificent views of the sandy bays below. Every tourist who comes to South Africa heads towards the southwesternmost tip of Africa. Not too far in this area, 2 mighty oceans come together, the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean. You can't stand on a point and go, okay, there's the Indian Ocean and there's the Atlantic. What it does bring is it brings very diverse marine life, because one is a warm ocean current and one is a cold ocean current. So an amazing place. Wow, I'm actually enjoying this being a guide thing. Thank goodness I have a lot to show off about my country. I see these waves crashing here, and all I want to do is rush out and get my surfboard and catch a wave in. As you can imagine, the poor Portuguese sailors 600 years ago in the late 1400s trying to find the spice route, sailing from Europe all the way around to India, crashing in those old boats. They actually called this the Cape of Storms. But in order to get the funding from the King of Portugal, they went back and spoke about the Cape of Good Hope. This is how we're going to get through to India and discover the spice route. I'm glad I'm a surfer and not a sailor 600 years ago. Cape of Good Hope. Let me just tell you a small thing about the Cape of Good Hope. We have a tradition here at the Cape of Good Hope. First time travelers, you have to get in the water, you have to submerge your trunks, and you got to get out. So as long as the record is about 3 minutes, the person who stayed in the longest has been 3 minutes. Are you guys up for it?
Yes,
What do you think? Okay, cool. All right. In you go, in you go.
Let's go for it, guys.
Let's go. You can get changed.
What's one memory which you want to draw back from Cape Town?
Changing in the car.
Go slowly, very slowly.
Dip at the Cape of Good Hope.
Cape of Good Hope. Cape of Good Hope. There was some good hope.
What are you doing? Get out the water, it's a nature reserve. You aren't allowed in here. Quickly!
I don't mind doing it once more.
We've managed to tick off a lot from the touristy list today, but when I found out about getting to host people around my country, I wanted them to experience South Africa not just as tourists, but as travellers. Responsible travellers, who go back from this trip after really meeting my country, understanding the culture and respecting the environment. Today was a day to break the ice in the mother city, Cape Town. And I think Ashish, Akshay, Tony and Sahil are now ready to see my country my way. We're at the Cheetah Outreach Program in Somerset West. And here in South Africa, we're renowned for our game reserves and our wide open expanses. And quite surprising, I'm sure, for many people to see wild animals behind fences. And with us today is one of the volunteers. Karen is going to explain to us today, I suppose, if you see animals in an outreach program like this, it does mean that there is a distinct possibility that the population is under threat?
That's correct. For cheetahs in particular, and say for South Africa, there are only about 850 left in South Africa.
850, including the guys that and girls that you've got here?
There's very, very low numbers. On the endangered list, they do come up as vulnerable. So if we don't take action now, then we could find there will be no cheetahs left in the wild.
So just a few interesting facts about cheetahs. It is the fastest land animal. What is the top speed of a cheetah?
A cheetah, the top speed recorded is about 120 kilometres an hour.
120 kilometres an hour.
And they can go from 0 to 80 in 3 seconds.
What design features help it go so fast?
I mean, a cheetah is known as a flight rather than a fight animal. They are, have a very, very light skeleton. They have an unbelievably long tail, and it's a very muscly tail. That's to help them balance, very much as a rudder on a boat. They have a small aerodynamic head, and their ears actually do go flat. They have some fairly large nostrils in comparison to some other animals, and that's to be able to get the oxygen into the body. They have semi-retractable claws. It means that they can instantly put their claws into the ground so that they can get these speeds.
I spent a lot of time in India with the IPL, coaching a bit of cricket, and you'll often see newspapers where leopards have been sort of removed from villages and schools where they're really in close contact with people, but still surviving and thriving in those areas. We've seen there's a lot of human contact with the cheetahs, around the cheetahs. So you're not rehabilitating the cheetahs here to send them out into the wild again to fend for themselves.
Not. The main problem that cheetahs have in the wild is coming into conflict with farmers. If we release them back out into the wild, they're going to still have that problem. So what we have to come up with is an alternative solution. And this is where our dog program comes into play.
These are two of our Anatolian Shepherd dogs. This is Massive. This lovely lady here is Jean. And this is the reason we have Cheetah Outreach. What we do is we breed the Anatolian Shepherd dog here. We take up an agreement with our farmers that we give them a puppy, and then they undertake not to shoot, trap, poison or put snares out. And these are natural working dogs. So the puppy gets put in with the herd. He then takes the herd as his own and he will protect it. The cheetah comes up, this dog will scare it off, cheetahs by nature will turn and run.
Touching the cheetah is just like it's like purring. Burr, burr.
First time when he purrs, it's a little scary.
It's scary. It
Like,
gets
oh, is he gonna pounce? Because they're super quick.
One hand, there are expectations that you would be like meeting a live cheetah would be pouncing on you. But I think so they've maintained the sensitivity in a good manner.
Everybody has their own space and live in their own space. Abhi, next. Cheetah ho gaya.
It's day 3 in South Africa with the boys, and today we're off to Gansbaai. It's time they sink their teeth into some serious adventure. Okay, boys, the last 2 days we've been feeding up with great food and some awesome wine, and you've probably been wondering why I'm trying to fatten you up. Okay, today is the day it's all revealed. We have arrived here at the White Shark Projects in Gansbaai. In South Africa, we have the Grade 5 in some of the game reserves, but the Big 7 will also include Great White Shark. So let's get there fast, because the first 3 are in, they're in the cage, in the safety of the cage. Okay, let's go, fellas. South Africa is among the 4 hotspots of great whites in the world, and the densest population of these magnificent creatures is right here in the Straits of Dyer Island. And with great power comes great responsibility, so it's important to do the cage dive responsibly.
Shark cage diving is a niche product for South Africa. It's the only country in the world where you get to meet a great white in a one-day experience. All in all, you're out at sea for about 3 to 4 hours, and you're guaranteed to have face-to-face encounters looking the great white in the eye. The whole idea about it is not scaring people. Our project run because we want to educate clients about the great white shark. South Africa was the first country to have them protected species. They're being caught out for their fins and their jaws, so it's very sad to see these 3-meter animals being killed for a little fin, for shark fin soup, or for a jaw that goes against a trophy haul. We believe by educating people and creating an awareness about great white sharks, it is also helping to save them.
First of all, I'd like to welcome you all to White Shark Projects. My name is Jan. I'm one of the crew on the boat today. We also got Ali today with us. He's a zoologist on the boat. If you guys got questions about the sharks, the environment and everything, he's the guy to speak to. First off, we're going to get you guys in life jackets. Then we're going to take a small walk down to the harbour itself. Once everyone's on the boat, all seated in proper safety, we're going to get you guys launching down into the water.
Man, I love this. Setting out in search of the marine kingdom's apex predator, never sure of what we will find, or who will find us. It's believed that after the Kruger National Park, the great white shark attracts some of the highest number of tourists to South Africa for any singular activity. So this one's on top of the list. We're all 20 minutes into the Indian Ocean, and some unplanned but welcome company joins in. I'll take that as a good sign. The great whites have a white underbelly, but are grey on top. Perfect camouflage from above and below. But with the experts we have on board, I'm not worried about spotting them. Okay, we've been here for 5 minutes and we already have 2 great whites circling the boat. Gansbaai has the greatest aggregation of shark population in the entire world. So South Africa is laying it on for our boys today. The great whites travel here into the summer months to feed, and they travel slightly deeper waters to feed off the seals in the winter. And nowhere else in the world is there a close proximity to their summer feeding ground and the winter feeding ground. So here at Gansbaai, we are fortunate and blessed all year round to be able to come out and do great white spotting. I see a couple of boys are a little bit nervous. I'm not sure if it's from the rocking boat or for seeing the size of the great whites that are circling us before we get into the cage.
Boat is shaking very much, so I'm a bit afraid now.
1 to 4 check. I think you realize the enormity only when you're up close to them.
Excited to get into the cage.
So let's get down there and see those big teeth up close and personal.
The shark came very near to the cage, and that's why I got scared on seeing the shark. I loved it.
It's one thing to look at the sharks from the top, but when you actually go down and it comes right in front of you, the teeth, the eyes, man, they are murderous eyes. But it was amazing. I think you can't ever get so close with these creatures.
Great experience. Awesome.
Yo, South Africa, yo!
They are amazing creatures, and great to see them so up close and personal. Fortunately, between us and the bar, they kept their distance, but great stuff. Very brave Indians with me,
Yeah.
He was sitting on my lap. He was sitting on my lap because he was scared or because he was cold. He was sitting here, not scared. No. Just cold. No.
Yeah, he was only cold.
No, only cold. It was cold.
They say it was a male because it has two. What should I say?
Tony, those are two muscular sacs that they fill with seawater. Absolutely nothing to do with reproduction. And no, I'm not getting into the rest of the male shark anatomy right at this point.
We saw around 5 or 6 sharks.
What? There's a fish. That was a shark. There's a fish. So we've had a great day, but I sure hope that with all the fun and excitement, a simple message has really sunk in. A healthy ocean depends on the robust population of this apex predator. Waking up in the grapey goodness of Spear was a well-deserved treat for the Jonty gang. We're now in the heart of the famous Cape winelands, and many may not know that Stellenbosch, where the farm is located, is actually the second oldest settlement in South Africa after Cape Town. This land is thought to have been inhabited as far back as the early Stone Age. The farm itself dates back to 1692.
Coming to Spear, there's so many varied experiences, from the hotel itself to 8 restaurant, the wine tasting, segway tours.
Ah, I like the sound of that.